Hi everyone, let's talk about WWE NXT, which was a great show from January 14th, 2025. Let's talk about this, guys. The show opens with a recap of last week's show. Obafemi makes an entrance and gets on the mic and he says, Destiny will always arrive as he has, and now it's time to take his rightful place on the throne. Other men will come out here and say things like he shift to a high Phil's voice, and I never believed I could do it, but he always believes he could do it. And he comes in here day one saying he was backed by destiny and his career plays out. And he puts Trick Williams over for his accomplishments, but says he has a ceiling where Obafemi claims he has no ceiling, and Eddie Tripsy is a piece of work and a rat and a dessert and a piece of gum that sticks on your shoe. He issues him a first and final warning. He can annoy anyone else in the locker room, but the next time. And then Tony D'Angelo comes out and he congratulates Obafemi on getting the big seat, and he says he was in the back with the family and he heard him say he was the longest reigning North American champion, but as far as he concerned, it's the Don 2 and the Ruler 1, and he remains Obafemi. He's the one man that has beaten him, and when he decides to go for the NXT championship, the both know will leave as the double title Don. And then Obafemi says Tony D'Angelo found his com- his confidence that amazing, but last week he got his ass whooped by Santa Claus and he should worry about defending his own title, to which Tony D'Angelo says he's going to take care of Rich Holland. Then Rich Holland came out and he has a belated Christmas gift for Tony D'Angelo and a photo of himself dressing as Santa right after he laid the Don out, and Tony D'Angelo hops out of the ring and says he'll sign it for him, and we have a brawl, and Eddie Tripsy attacked Obafemi from behind and dropped him with a DDT before clobbering him with a low punch holding a leather strap, and then we see Eden Page in the locker room crowning about chatting with The Rock last week and doing Dwayne's greatest hits as Dante Chin. Dante Chin says he affirms and nobody wants him in the locker room after what he did to Devon Evans. And Eden Page mocked Devon Evans for having to talk through wire jaw, and Dante Chin goes off to get the match made. And then Stephanie Falquer makes her entrance to send us to the break. Then back from the break, we get a transitional mix of talent arriving at the arena. Then Shotzi Blackheart fences Stephanie Falquer for the NXT Women's North American Championship #1 contender. Let's talk about it, guys, which was a good women's match. Wrist lock, standing swish, trading heel kicks, and Shotzi Blackheart strips her arm as she gets to her feet and transition to an arm lock, and Stephanie Falquer reverses a three-quarter face lock soulmate in trading pin predicament, and Shotzi ends up on a deadlock bridge back and Jensen into a back slide for two, and an Intonari sends Stephanie Falquer down, whips to the corner and hanging a head scissors over the ropes and diving crossbody nope, and Stephanie Falquer comes back with the figure four head scissors, smashing Shotzi Blackheart's face into the mat over and over and sending us to the break. And before, also again, sending us to the break, and back from the break, Shotzi Blackheart with a near fall and corner Suicide Tiger Suplex Nope, and standing and slugging it out forearm for forearm in the middle of the ring, and Jenna Kane appears on the apron, and Shotzi Blackheart and Stephanie Falquer team up and drop her with headbutts, and the ref distracts and fallen Hazley cracks Stephanie Falquer in the middle of her back with her title belt, and Shotzi Blackheart rolls her up, and that's how Shotzi Blackheart defeated Stephanie Falquer and won with the schoolboy pin, and that's what happened right there. Then backstage, a bunch of women are talking, and Saria tells Kalani Jordan to use her loses as motivation, and Cora J rolls up to betray Kalani Jordan and heels up and slaps her to send us to break. Then back from the break, Obafemi rolls up on Eva Rain in her office and says he's going to destroy Eddie Tripsy even if it takes giving him a title shot, and Eva Rain doesn't want to give him a title shot, and Robert Stone steps up and tells Obafemi that Eddie Tripsy is playing him like a fiddle. So Obafemi picks him up and puts him into the wall and says he's the champ. If he wants Eddie Tripsy, he gets him. And Eva Rain gives in and books the match for this coming week, which we'll talk about after this NXT review. Then Dante Chin fences Eden Page. Eden Page won this match, guys. Let's talk about it. Eden Page attacked Dante Chin during his entrance and put the boot to him, and the bell rings, and Dante led Eden up with punches and clobbered blows off the rope and ducks a lariat and series of elbows and sets up a super kick and a big boot, and Eden Page makes short work of him after that, however, and that's what happened right there, and that's how Eden Page defeated Dante Chin. Then after the match, the post-match, Eden Page pulls Dante Chin out to the apron and suits his boot, pulling it off and pulling him to the floor before swinging his feet between the steel steps in the corner of the ring, and all Eden Page, all Eagle Eden Page kicks the steps into the ring and sandwiches Dante Chin's leg and leaving him screaming agony, and then the ref backs Eden Page off as medics check on Dante Chin, and the Evans runs in to attack Eden Page, and Eden Page cracks him into the mouth to cut him off and clovers over him, demanding a smile. Then we go to a break, and then back from the break, Obafemi runs into Dion, and Dion celebrates him on his win and says one day he's going to challenge him for the title, and the camera pans to Shawn Spears and Ariana Rosso chatting, and Shawn Spears trying to convince her the family doesn't present her best interest, and Easy Doom rolls up and shoos Shawn off, and then we pan over to Carmen Pazakrovic and Ashante Adonis and their gross show plate of morals, and Ashante Adonis starts talking, and Carmen says he better be making it official, and he gives her a rose, and she puts him in for a kiss, and this is what passes as a courtship among you, and this is meant to be sweet. And then Pimphany Pussycat is worn down over last week and gives it to Pissy Lusu offense. And then anyways, next up is a video package about Jillian winning the NXT Women's Championship, and Mina girls make their entrance as we go to the break. And then back from the commercial break, DIY are interviewed backstage, and Tommaso Ciampa says they came home to NXT because of Nathan Frazier and Exum, and people say they're the greatest tag team of NXT history. And Johnny Gargano says, as the best tag team in the world, they have to be 10 steps ahead, and one day they'll fight Nathan Frazier and Exum. So he wants his good buddy Heartbreak and got some tickets, but rest since they're not here to start anything and they're just watching the show. Then we had Mina Girls, Jackson and Legend fences in Holy Union, Everfire and Easy Dawn for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship #1 contender match, which was fun, guys, in my opinion. Fun. Really fun. Let's talk about it. So, Fire and Jackson start collar and elbow, and Ebra rolls her through an arm, Dragger reverses back, and tagging through Legend offense Dawn and smashes her into the corner, and the Mean Girls are in control back and forth, and last Legend appears herself on the wrong side of the town, but managed to mount a comeback, and Holy Union cuts her off, and since from Everfire, she follows it up with a sit-up suicide out of cool to the floor as we go to the break. Then back from the break, tags to Legend as hit knees to Dawn, sets up a follow-weight slam and a sit-up chokeslam on Everfire, and Easy Dawn breaks it up, and last Legend with a scoop and a slam to tag to Jackson, and she rides Legend's shoulder for a splash on both women and a cover for two, and holding Jackson in place. Susan for Everfire, and last Legend breaks it up. Then a cold breaker from Easy Dawn breaks down, and Easy Dawn low bridges Legend to the floor on a boot, and boot stretchers Jackson back suplex, but she lands on her feet and hair pulls Matt Slam and calling for the tag, but Last Legend is nowhere to be found, and Everfire gets her up for the KLR bomb, and Legend tags in, and she's right there, and that's what happened right there, and that's how Mina Girls won by pinfall with a wheelbarrow facebuster, and that's how they won an ass crusher combo on Everfire, and that's how they won. So yes, guys, Mega Girls are getting an opportunity for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Then backstage, Lexus King gets his roots, puts on the NXT Heritage Cup, and talks about how it presents to him. And Charlie Dempsey rolls up to celebrate him, and Ruth Sinclair is mad about Lexus cheating, and King says it was an accident. When Sinclair doesn't believe him and campaigns for a rematch, and Ever Rain says she agrees, and Charlie Dempsey deserves a rematch, but we heard a crush, and she crushes outside to see what's going on. And Rich Holland and Tony D'Angelo are brawling in the parking lot, which was amazing, just freaking amazing. And then Kalani Jordan makes her entrance as we go to the break, and then back from the break, we see the TNA Knockouts champion Muscle Slamovich in the front row. Oh man, that was awesome. Then Cora J fences Kalani Jordan, filling out Jordan's quickly takedown for mountain punches, and Jade bells to the floor, and she gives chance around chase around the ring and back inside, and Cora off the rope and drops down leg frog back elbow and a crossbody for two, and Kalani Jordan up top, and Cora J takes her down with a press slam and puts boots to her in the ropes, and back and forth. Kalani Jordan with chops and whips to the corner, and Cora J gets her with a big boot and covers for two, and back suplex for Jordan, and Trish clutch snap, and Jay comes back on her butterfly DDT, and it's over, and that's how Cora J defeated Kalani Jordan with a butterfly DDT. Then we get an Eddie Tripsy Instagram promo where he talks about full moon and wolves, which was amazing, guys. And then he says it was a good night at work because he sets the bait for Oba, and he took it just like he knew he would. And shout out to, the GM Ever Rain for making the match happen, and it's must make it up for calling him a liar last week. And soon enough, all will be soon when he NXT champion. But you know what I'm saying, guys. But that happened this week, which we'll talk about later. Like I said again, so. And like I said again, guys, I love NXT. I just love it, man. Then I bumper for WWE's partnership with the Red Cross to help out people affected by the fire in California. And then backstage, Josh Brutes and Yukis Ramura run into Nathan Frazier and Exum, and they talk about looking for the tag champs' attention and say they have next. And OTM rolls up and says after tonight, Nathan Frazier and Exum wouldn't be the champs, and they've been chasing that gold since day one, and when they get it, they're not getting it up. They say they're going to drag them through the mud, and Amora is accused as why they want to mud wrestle and call him a comedian, and he says it's not a comedian, he chaos, and he starts a brawl as we go to the break. Then back from the commercial break, and we see Trick Williams tweet about how he has to figure out what his next move is going to be. And then we had the tag team match with Nathan Frazier and Exum versus OTM. Really good stuff. Let's talk about it. Nathan Frazier and Price to start, and Nathan quickly gets on the wrong side of town as Bronco tags in and targets his injury face before letting his shoulder blocks in the corner, and Exum comes in heat and sends Bronco packing, but Lukin drops him with a lariat, and we go to the break, and back from the break, Bronco grinding Exum down with a chin lock and throwing him into the corner, and he pops up and lands a boot driving crossbody roll through crucifix pin, gets Exum too, and he tags Nathan Frazier in, and a springboard X handle big elbow floats over for a DDT and a shooting star press. Nope. And then a rock bottom from press and tags in Bronco and tossing facebuster, and Exum breaks it up and cutting Luke Singh off, and a little action, and Exum grabs a cross arm breaker after and rolling him through, and a close a Kambalia since shoves to the ox to Jim breaks, and Prince sends up to the corner, and Nathan has a gusets it on Bronco, and Bronco duplexes him into Exum to break both submissions up, and then Exum steps up OTM with a boot slam combo, and it's not enough, and then action to the floor. Exum and Prince are into it, and Nathan with Bronco up, and Exum runs in and makes the tag, and Nathan Frazier makes the bat on with Luskin onto the announce desk, and Frog Splash through the table, and Exum with the Spanish Fly charging in, and that's what happened right there. And Nathan Frazier and Exum with the golden Radle for Exum on Bronco to retain the NXT Tag Team Championships. Then the post-match DIY are shown watching from the ballast seat, and Roxanne Perez is shown walking backstage, and a car rolls up, and somebody's wearing work boots over Sin's legs, getting out as we go to the break. And then back from the commercial, Roxanne Perez makes her entrance and gets on the mic, and she says when she won the title the second time, nobody expected she would be holding it for 276 days. She was making history because all she wanted to do was make women's wrestling special, and all she wanted to do was to make the women's division that could main event and that everyone can be proud of. And she thinks that she did that, which I agree. Then since the best women from around the world, because this is the best women's division in wrestling today. But here we stand without her title because essentially last week Jillia was the better woman, and she celebrates Jillia and all the fans because it's what we wanted. As sad as it comes, as sad as it makes her, but when it's even sadder is the state of the women's division without her as champion. Do we really think Jillia can take it to the heights she did without her? That this division is going to be lose past generations needed to fourth horsewoman, but this generation only needs one and stuff like that. But in my opinion, great freaking statement, man. The four horsewomen were great. Bayley, Mercedes Moné, known as Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. I give it up to them. That was a good statement. Then enter Bayley, who was on mystery leg stepping out of the car before the break, and she's ding dong Roxanne and says she's excited to be back, and she comes here because knowing Roxanne Perez, she knows she was going to be upset about losing the title, but she's at a crossroads. She can either get upset or adopt. And Roxanne Perez says she doesn't ask for her advice, but Bayley disagrees and says she's been asking for advice since she was 14 in Austin, Texas. And Bayley says she's been following Roxanne's career, but the division is going to be fine without her. And that doesn't mean she wasn't important, but it means that there's bigger than Roxanne Perez says. And she's just like Natalya and CM Punk, two great tastes, and it goes to show she's just like everyone she's used to look up to. And then she asks Bayley why she's even here. Does she think NXT owns her something? Sure, she sets records, but Roxanne Perez breaks them, and she thinks she can be the role model now. And Bayley says the difference between them is that Roxanne will be stuck here all along. Well, she's going to WrestleMania after she wins the title from Tiffany Stratton, which we talked about. And then a brawl breaks out, and that's what happened in the show. And I give this show a 9 out of 10. Freaking great shit. Great stuff, I'm telling you. Oh, man. We got to talk about what happened this week's NXT, last night's NXT, guys, here soon. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells as always, guys. And I give this NXT a 9 out of 10. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells as always, guys. This is Christopher Jackson Denver, and we're out.